BeatIt.tv, the drummers website. Brent Fitz. In Poland, Łódź Atlas Arena with Slash, Miles Kennedy, and as one of the conspirators, right?
Yeah, we're back again. So we actually played here on the last Slash tour in, thinking it was 2013 or 15, something like that. So it's crazy to have the deja vus when you come back to an arena, look at a dressing room, you look at the stage, you're like, I've been here again.
So how has this tour been going so far?
Great. There's been two sections. So we started in the States on just a US run when the record came out, and then it was like US, and then we took a break, and then so technically we're kind of on what I call the official tour, around the world now. So we started in January, and we've already been through Asia, Australia, and now this is the European leg, and we're out here until the end of March. But it has been fantastic. The cool thing about today, currently with the band, is with a brand new record out, is we have 3 records full of all Slash, Miles, and the Conspirators music, and we've been playing all those songs. Of course, for Slash's body of work, we could easily pull, some Guns N' Roses, some Velvet Revolver, some of his solo stuff more late, and we have done all those songs over the years. I've been playing with Slash now for about 9 years, and it's great to have all this music just from this band alone to choose from. And so on this current tour, we've been playing a lot of the new record, and this is my favorite thing about this band is we put a record out and we play every song from the new album. And a lot of times, you make a record and you add one song to the set and then you're just playing the old stuff. But with this band, it's like it's a very fresh, always current. And it's like even I guarantee tonight we're going to add something new to the set we haven't, played before. It's just how we do it. So it's great.
Great, absolutely. How different, if at all, are they when playing live? Is it a different feel when you're doing stuff from all those albums that you've done with Slash when doing them live? Does it translate into any differences at all?
I think the nucleus of the songs is the same, because when we write the song initially, it's created in the same environment of a live show. A lot of the songs that are now part of the albums were built from a jam on stage during a sound check. So when it starts that way and then it develops into we go to a studio before it's actually being recorded, we go to the studio where we're just jamming together. I guess if that's effectively the old school way of doing it, because a lot more modern techniques when you don't have the liberty to go do that is you're kind of writing songs with computers involved and looking at screens instead of
files flying around via email.
That is effective for a lot of bands, but at least in this particular band, we do enjoy the time spent, getting the songs worked up, playing together. So to play them live later, there's a lot of extended sections, maybe give a little room for Slash to play. But I think the structure of the songs is kind of similar, and I don't find it strange, it's a whole different thing now that we're playing live. It's quite comfortable either way. So
I'll tell you where this question actually comes from. When we were driving here, we were listening first to Apocalyptic Love and then to World on Fire.
Yeah.
And the first thing that struck us was how World on Fire was, basically faster, the tempos. And speed, high-speed car chase kind of music.
Okay, interesting analogy. I would agree now that you brought that to light. I'm like, yeah, I think the songs are a little more up and tempo-wise. And
sort of like, if the, bullet, car chase scene were to be made today, that would be the music. The score for that.
Fair enough, yeah. So maybe coming off tour and being still the high of coming off a big tour and then going right into a pre-pro of working on songs, that probably helped influenced some of the music. Is we were like a very tight, well-oiled machine after coming off Apocalyptic Love and then going into doing a next record. So, but even the new record has some effective up-tempo stuff too. But we actually took a break. You know, there was technically a 2 to 3 year full-on hiatus. What was it, 3 years? But you know, where we had some separation time. I was playing with a bunch of different artists, and I think some of the separation is good, like a time away, and just the excitement of coming back together.
Yeah. If you could tell our viewers about your other projects, I mean, it's not only Slash, right?
Yeah, you know, I've always been, since I was really young, I love the fact that music has given me a social aspect to life. You know, you play music by your, you know, I grew up starting piano, which is sort of like it's you and the instrument. And then I realized later on as I got into rock music and with, you know, friends in the neighborhood, and someone played guitar, someone played bass, someone played drums, and then all of a sudden you're playing together. Mm-hmm. And it was that effective, you know, camaraderie with the kids in the neighborhood that gave me what I love now, which is traveling and playing music. So I think what was, I might get off track. What was the question you were saying?
Your other projects.
The other project. Okay, so the idea of having a chance to play with other people has been really beneficial. So if Slash is one of my main gigs, people who know me very well as the drummer for Slash, but to have been able to play with so many other different people, I think has maybe improved my musical vocabulary stylistically, not just playing the same songs. And prior to Slash, you know, I had worked with Alice Cooper. I played with Vince Neil from Motley Crue. I even played with Gilby Clarke from Guns N' Roses. I played with a band Union with Bruce Kulick from KISS and John Corabi. I played in some Canadian bands where I'm originally from that were, you know, like some bigger Canadian bands before I moved to the United States. I worked with a Canadian band, Theory of a Dead Man, in the 2000s. And so it's a broad spectrum. More recently, as a multi-instrumentalist, which is I started on piano and I play not just drums, but, you know, guitars and whatnot. So I have a couple crazy stories where I have played bass guitar and drums in the band The Guess Who, which is a Canadian band from my hometown. So I've been a switch musician playing both sides of, you know, both rhythm instruments. I played bass with Slash on a fill-in when we were in Russia at one point. So I switched from drums, and my drum tech played bass because we had, unfortunately, Todd had a detached retina on tour. But so I have another band with Todd Kerns from Slash's band where we do all our favorite Canadian music that we grew up on, that we loved, that helped create our career. So, and that band is called Toque. It's a very Canadian word. And I'm the bass guitarist in that band. So, you know, those are just some of the things. I played with Brad Whitford from Aerosmith in between my break from Slash a couple years ago. And Todd and I have been playing more recently as well with Bruce Kulick, who I played with in Union. Again, we've been doing a whole set of KISS music on the KISS cruises. So it's a very long answer. Sorry for that, but there's a lot going on.
Okay, just before we finish off, do you know what's cooking for you after this tour finishes? Have you got any plans now artistically?
Well, there's always the seeds planted from long-term relationships that I've had with so many musicians over the years. And I would say that I've never worried about, like, is my phone going to ring when a gig is about to end? Because the gig never ends. The journey is, I'm a musician that's always playing with many people, and I enjoy that. So it seems like when I'm with Slash, I'm still getting calls to do other playing on a record or play with somebody in between little breaks. So there's never a dull moment. So this current tour is out until the end of August this year. And Todd Kerns and I have some things going on already, you know, planned into the end of the year. But I don't think too far ahead. I don't know if it's that healthy to start planning 5 years down the road. But is that the musician's lifestyle of, you know, we kind of live in the moment? Maybe, but I'm enjoying it that way.
Yeah, it probably makes sense. I mean,
yeah.
You know, if you were, I don't know, a business school, graduate or something like that, you'd probably be thinking those things, like, you know, like an ivory.
That's why I'm not in a business school. I'm not a suit and tie person. I've literally been on tour since the mid 80s.
Yeah.
And effectively, if you can make a living playing music, your instrument, write songs and play with other people and effectively have a career out of it, I think there's some success in that. It doesn't necessarily have to be, front page Rolling Stone. Does it mean you're satisfied as a musician? That's a great life. So.
And a great way to finish our conversation. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Martin.
Thank you.